Whoo, hey people. It's the end of Saturday. Well, not the end, but it's been a long day. It's record store day. I'm home. Been out all day. It's been a fun day. For you folks that follow me, that are friends on Facebook, if you're not a friend, you're not able to see all my pictures, but I posted a bunch of pictures on there, and I may float some over to the YouTube vinyl community page too if you want to see, but it's been a great day. I didn't buy any record store day items because my budget is non-existent for records. I used a little bit of credit at Almost Music and did bring home 2 records, but I had a fantastic day. Record store day in Omaha was, there's actually quite about 5 or 6 stores now that I think about it. I went to 3 of the stores. Homer's, which I never got into, that has the longest line. It's the longest standing record store in Omaha. I went to Drastic Plastic. They had a line inside, but the thing I'm happy to say about Drastic Plastic is that I didn't have a falling out with Drastic Plastic, but they had a bad employee that got fired a while back. But when I took Sonospheres 2 in to ask to have them put it in the store because they've sold my stuff before, she treated me like you know what. Starting with the way she looked at me and then what she said to me, before I could even get the record out. Oh, it was something like, just because you put out a little CD, you think it really was that shitty. It was like, oh, just because you put out a little record, you think that everybody's going to want it now. Excuse me, biatch. It was that bad. So if anybody sees this and you want to start some controversy about, ooh, look what Dereck said, it's all true. I don't give a shit about people being afraid of the truth. So anyway, I got to speak to Neil, who is, I believe, an assistant manager there, or manager probably. And he took a copy for the store. I only, I didn't even ask them to take multiple copies. Hopefully they'll sell the one. But that was a good thing. Because I told Neil the story and I told him how I felt. I felt discouraged by that and felt like, why even bother to ask the store to carry my records? And he said, we always carry your stuff, Dereck, which I appreciated. But you know something? I'm just going to say it from my experience. As a black American who has been repeatedly traumatized by the invisible wall of double standards, you get pretty, you know what I'm saying? Especially by now. Please understand, I'm 58 years old, been dealing with this all my life, okay? So it's, even though you grow a scab, but the fact that it just keeps happening is just like, fuck, So anyway, that was a good thing that they took the album. I hope they sell it, They just bought it from me, which is what I like. I don't like doing commission, what you call, where you set it up, consignment. I don't care to do that. So anyway, I spent most of the day at Almost Music. And their selection of record store day releases, because it's a small starting store, were limited, and really none of them I was interested in enough to buy. They had a bunch of Rocky Erickson reissues, which I don't really want to listen to. I'd love to have them for my collection, but I thought about what am I going to listen to, so I got a couple albums. But the other thing that was nice was that they had live music all day at Almost Music, and it was a good day. Simon Joyner ran the PA, and he did a set. Some of you know who Simon Joyner is, American modern folk singer. Yeah, I guess you could call him a folk artist. He's incredible. I've really warmed up to him. I mean, every time I see him live, it's like, whoa, the power of a song, just pulling you in. The other highlight for me was Orenda Fink. She was in the band Azure. She did a solo set, mostly of new songs from her next album. mesmerizing, fantastic. But Simon also ran a trivia contest throughout the day, and I kept quiet actually until later, because questions were easy for me, but I guess they're kind of hard, I don't know. I knew them all, so I waited. Because I wanted to win. I won this. The second volume of the album cover album. This is old, but I think I have the other one. I have one of these. I like these. So I won this. The album cover album. Roger Dean. Featured on the front. Yeah. Compiled by Roger Dean and David Howells. And the question that I won this on was, what was the name of James Brown's band? And nobody knew. Famous Flames, or the JBs, Earlier they asked, when was the first phonograph disc made? 1887 or something like that, or 1945 or something else? And I knew it was 1880, but I let that go. Wonderful day. So the two albums that I bought, I also won a gift certificate. I already used it. I won a $5 gift certificate, believe me. Much needed. So I just got two used albums with credit, and still have credit. Roswell Rudd, Inside Job on Arista Freedom. Arista Freedom, Freedom Albums, the Freedom label, which is originally from somewhere in Europe. Quite a bit of really quality material on the label. So when Arista, of all things, when they decided to put out the Freedom label, I was mind-blowing for number one, that commercialized Arista was going to do this. And then the quality of releases, just incredible. Roswell Rudd, trombonist, and the band. Enrico Rava, trumpet. Dave Burrell, piano. Okay? Stafford James on acoustic bass and Harold White drums. I haven't played it yet, but I know Roswell Rudd. I also got another Arista Freedom. Marion Brown, Porto Novo, with Han Benink on drums. Marion Brown, Porto Novo. Oh yeah, it's a promo. It's not a white label, but it does say not for sale on the label. We like promos. Marion Brown, the man was a genius. Absolutely. So these are the records that I got. I like the comments, but please, folks, I am kind of, if you haven't checked it out yet, I pick and choose how I respond, when I respond. So if you try to start a conversation with me, I'm going to shut down, okay? Because I want to stay, this is why I'm single. I want to stay in charge of what I'm doing as much as possible. Everyone's like that. We want to do what we want to do, And sometimes when people just, you can just see by, it's not that it's a negative thing. It's just like, oh, no, I don't know. No. I've said what I had to say. I'm gone. Okay? Feel me, people. Just trying to keep it real and be honest, okay? Okay. Record store day, even though I didn't buy a single record store day item, it was a great record store day.